This is my desk setup for 2026 inside my brand new studio. It's the space where I film, edit, and run the channel day to day. Pretty much everything you see starts here. Since moving into the new studio, I wanted the space to feel lighter and more open. So the first big change was getting rid of the dark walls. I've gone for a single strip of black paneling from the panel company, with the rest of the walls kept white. It keeps that contrast I like, but gives the whole room a much more airy feel, especially around the walnut desk where I spend most of my time. Around the setup, I've kept my usual art up, along with the IKEA pegboards, which I absolutely love. They're perfect for storing things I use every day, but they also just look really good on the wall. I'm planning on adding more of these around the studio, especially above the second desk setup, but that's for another video. If you haven't tried the IKEA pegboards yet, I honestly cannot recommend them enough. Now, the desk itself. This is my new corner executive standing desk from Vernal, and it's easily the best desk I've ever used. The build quality is ridiculous, it's incredibly sturdy and genuinely feels premium. Partly because of how heavy it is. I've used lighter standing desks in the past and they just don't compare. Even at max height, this desk feels rock solid despite how big it is. Vernal really do make seriously premium products. The motor for height adjustment is flawless, and over the past year of using multiple Vernal desks, I've had zero issues. And when you factor in the price compared to the quality you're getting, it's honestly a no-brainer if you're looking for a standing desk. One of my favourite things though is how modular it is. You can fully customise and upgrade it over time. I've added a drawer underneath and a walnut desk shelf on top. I feel like the walnut ties in perfectly with the panelling and the artwork behind the desk. The goal with this space was simple, something that looks great on camera but is genuinely practical for long work days. Everything here is intentional and it sets the foundation for the rest of the setup. For the display, I'm still using the Apple Studio display, and it's very much still my go-to choice for this setup. I've thought about switching to an ultra-wide, but I've decided to save that for the gaming setup on the other desk. This space is where I run the YouTube channel, and for editing, the Studio display is just so good. It's bright, it's sharp, the speakers are brilliant, it really does everything well. And aesthetically, it has that classic Apple look that fits perfectly with the rest of the space. One day, I'd love to upgrade to the Pro Display XDR, but we'll wait until the channel grows a little more before that happens. So if you're not subscribed already, you know what to do. Powering the whole setup right now is the M4 MacBook Air, and honestly, this thing has surprised me so much. Apple Silicon is ridiculous. I genuinely cannot believe I've been able to run my entire business alongside a full-time job on this one Mac. It's thin, it's light, it's beautifully designed, and it handles my workflow really well. There are moments when it slows down dependent on the type of video I'm editing, but despite that, every video I've posted over the last few months has been edited and uploaded on this machine, and that says a lot. I honestly only have positives. If you're considering this Mac, I'd say go for it. The 13-inch model is perfect for on-the-go work like scripting, and then I just plug it into the studio display when I'm back in the studio for more serious editing. And one last thing, this silver finish is just so clean, easily my favourite colour in the lineup. When it comes to keyboard and mouse, there's been a bit of a change here. Originally I was using the Logitech MX mechanical keyboard with the MX Master mouse. I'm still using the same mouse and honestly I cannot fault it. It's ergonomic, comfortable, and that side scroll wheel is perfect for video editing. It's still by far my favourite mouse to work with. The keyboard though, not so much. It's a bit too mushy for my liking, and I definitely regret getting the version with the number pad. It takes up a lot of desk space and I don't even end up using the number pad at all. So I've actually stopped using this entirely on this specific setup. Instead, I now place my MacBook underneath the studio display as a second screen. Because it's open in this position, I've been able to use the built-in MacBook keyboard, and honestly, it's a really good typing experience. Having that smaller second display directly in front of me underneath the main screen is also surprisingly useful. It's great for timelines, notes, or just keeping things visible when I'm editing. I do eventually want to invest in a proper mechanical keyboard for this space, but for now, this setup is working really well. With this setup, I can still use the mouse, the trackpad, and the keyboard together without any friction. It all just works. One newer addition to the setup is the ROG Xbox Ally, and it's made its way into this video simply because I'm using it everywhere at the moment. I've been genuinely impressed with this device, and I'll definitely be making a dedicated video on it soon. What makes it especially interesting for this setup is the fact that it runs the full version of Windows 11. In desktop mode, using the same Thunderbolt cable from the studio display, I can plug it straight into the device and use the full version of Windows on the Apple Studio display. Long term, I do want to invest in a proper Windows PC, but for now, since picking this up, it's been a really cool option to have. If I ever need Windows, it's just there. I do switch back to using the MX mechanical keyboard when I'm in this mode, but honestly, desktop mode works far better than I expected. It's surprisingly usable and feels much more capable than I thought it would. As for gaming, I don't usually connect the Xbox Ally to this display, but the option is there. I still need to test that side of it more, but so far, it seems to handle the kind of games I'd want to play pretty well. Like I said, I'll go into more detail in a full video, but for now this is part of my setup and it's my go-to option whenever I need Windows. Honestly, I'm still kind of amazed that this is even a thing. It genuinely takes me back to when I used to game on my PSP. I loved that experience, but this feels like that idea taken properly into 2026. Before wrapping things up, I want to quickly run through a few accessories on the desk that I rely on every single day. First up is my new mic, the Rode Video Mic NTG. One of the biggest upgrades here is USB-C support, which means I can plug it straight into my iPhone and record directly into the Voice Memos app. The quality you get from this mic for the price is really impressive, and it's made a big difference to my productivity. Being able to record on the iPhone and then airdrop straight to the Mac is just so easy. Next is the Charge power bank, easily my favourite. I use this all the time to top up my mouse, phone, or even my camera. The design is really unique and it looks great on the desk, but it's also useful. There's a little screen that shows power transfer rates and how much battery is left, which is a nice touch. If you're looking for a new power bank that gives you proper peace of mind, especially when travelling, I honestly cannot recommend this one enough. Finally, headphones. Right now I'm using the first generation AirPods Max. I didn't see much point in upgrading to the newer version since they're so similar. That said, these are still excellent. Very premium, great design, and while they are a little heavy, they've been absolutely fine for me, even on long haul flights. I've also found myself using my old earpods a lot recently. There's something about the convenience of wired headphones that I really love. No charging, no pairing, just plug in and go. So for audio at the moment, it's AirPods Max and earpods. I am, however, looking at finally trying Sony XM6 headphones. Everyone keeps telling me they are the best, so I'd love to see how they compare. So that's my desk setup for 2026 here in the new studio. The goal with this setup wasn't to build something flashy, but to create a space that's practical and comfortable whilst being more airy and bright when compared to the old studio. The Apple Studio display and M4 MacBook Air continue to handle everything I need for the channel. The desk and layout keep things flexible, and even additions like the ROG Ally give me options I didn't have before. And then there are smaller things, the accessories, audio gear and tools I rely on daily, all coming together to make this a setup that genuinely works, not just one that looks good on camera. There is still a lot more planned for this studio, including the second desk and gaming setup, but this here is the foundation everything else will be built around. So, what do you think about all of this? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're still watching up to now, then hit the thumbs up button and think about subscribing to the channel to see lots more content like this. For now though, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.